Hey, all, Julian, your tequila guy on Instagram and YouTube and all the other socials. And today we're going to go over a review of Tequila Ocho Puntas. Now, if you know Tequila Ocho, you know that this is an iconic brand, single estate. They're in a distillery that only does 2 or 3 brands, and the other 2 brands nobody even knows about. So it's really just Ocho. They make some of the best tequila in the world. Their Blanco is really fantastic. Their Repo is one of the best Repos I've ever had. It's one of the only times I'll ever even actually reach for a Repo. Their Añejo is insanely oaky and delicious. But the high proofs I have a mixed bag with and across the categories. Some are great, some are a little too complex, some are a little too strong, some aren't flavorful enough. It's challenging. High proofs are complex and they are a difficult animal to wrangle, but we're going to keep trying. This is typically $100 in stores. I didn't feel like spending $100, but I did find it on sale for $80. And we're going to find out today if that was $80 well spent. Obviously, again, might have done a few rehearsals, but one of the interesting things about this bottle is how much my opinion of it changed as it went from the top to the bottom. At the top, this was hot and too peppery and so complex that I practically put a frother in here to take off some of the heat and let it down. So while I'm pouring this, I'll tell you a little bit about it. This is from NOM 1474 out of Jalisco. And the name of it, which I keep forgetting, is Tequila Los Alambiques, or Alambiques, however you pronounce it. I'm sure there's a right way. It is using Highland agaves cooked in a stone brick oven, fermented in wooden barrels, open air fermentation without fibers, crushed with a roller mill, distilled twice in a copper pot. I don't think it was rested or aerated, but that doesn't surprise me because they want full flavor on this. It is 54% ABV, which is 108 proof, ABV times 2, and it is almost the highest end of spectrum of what you can call tequila. Fun fact, if tequila is over 110 proof, you're not allowed to call it tequila anymore. It's part of the norma of the rules of making tequila. You can still call it agave spirit, and there are brands that are over 110, but they don't have the word tequila on it. All right, so let's check out the legs. I'm going to swirl this up. We're looking for legs that stick to the glass and run slow. In a high proof, I expect them to run slower because higher proof is a more concentration of all liquid and flavor, and that's going to make it run and thicken and more oily. All right, so I'm going to hold this right up here. I'm going to wait for the glass to get into focus. I've got my line right here. That is the legs. It's hanging on nice and tight, but the legs are starting to run. And as they run, they are running slow, which means that the viscosity and oily mouthfeel on this is going to probably be as good as I heard it was. All right, so on the nose, let's see. Oh, cooked agave for sure. So much out in front. You almost can't smell anything else. It's just way right in your face, and that's a good thing. The very next thing I smell is the minerality. Stones, wet cement, things like that. And I know those things sound strange to hear, but they really do add to the complexity and flavor. If something is floral and stony and sweet, it's like a well-cooked steak, right? It's got pepper and it's got salt and it's got a whole bunch of other things that don't normally come together, but when they do come together, it makes something that is greater than the sum of its parts. So the nose on this I'm really enjoying, and watching those legs run nice and thick really makes me want to take a sip. All right. Definitely got some black pepper in there. And I'm getting orange, grapefruit, and lemon, a nice, well-rounded citrus thing. Not a lot of lime, just mostly orange and grapefruit, a little bit of lemon. All right, so $64 question. The hell does it taste like? Let's find out. All right. It's good, though. I could keep smelling it for a while. All right, first sip. We got to do 2 because the first one is just to warm up your mouth. The oily mouthfeel is definitely there. This is a thick juice. Not the thickest I've had, but very nice. All right, second sip for all the marbles. All right, so my primary notes, I'm getting cooked agave, very nice, which is like cinnamon, baking spices, things like that. I'm getting black pepper way out in front. Not in front of the agave, but right up there with it. So agave, black pepper, neck and neck for dominant flavors. The black pepper is running all the way through the mid and all the way through the finish. I also definitely get alcohol in there. The minerality that I got on the nose is very present, very good. Stony. Also very floral. That's what lends itself to the taste and smell of oranges, flowers, other kinds of fruits. And you can get other fruits. I've tasted tequilas that had a very strong apple note in them. I had a tequila that tasted pear one time. And that's just something you can get. And especially when you're doing open air fermentation, that means that they just left those barrels open, and anything that floats through the air can come through and affect the flavor of your juice. Open air fermentation is kind of a flex. It's them saying, we're going to let the world make our tequila. And that's really interesting to me. I don't think I would do that. I don't think I would take that chance. But then again, I'm not a legendary tequila producer either. So who knows what I might do. All right. The mid is a lot of black pepper. There's still a strong alcohol note. I mean, even 108. And even though I took it almost down to the bottom before I did the review, this is still a strong drink. A lot of heat, a lot of complexity. It's like every flavor that you go for in a tequila has been dialed up to 11, which is not necessarily always a good thing. Sometimes too much black pepper is just unpleasant. Too much stone, not enough florals. Strong, agave too strong. I don't think there is such thing as too strong of agave, but maybe someday. But these high proofs can be hit or miss. You've seen some other reviews. I did not love the YourTequilaGuy still strength. I did not love the couple other ones that I did, but I did love Wild Common, which is slightly high proof. I did love a couple other ones that we did. So you kind of got to find your way through. All of these are different, and every single one of them is going to take you for a different kind of journey. Do I like this? Yes, I do like this. I think this is a very good bottle. Would I spend $80 on it? Not entirely sure. Would I spend $100 on it? Probably not. But the good news is that if you're not a high proof fan and you're just in your beginning of your tequila journey, what I would suggest is that you take a crack at Tequila Ocho Blanco. This you can get for between $40 and $50 in most bottle shops. The distribution is fantastic. You can get these guys almost anywhere in any part of the world. They are just all over. Even though it's a high quality product, they're still able to produce it and ship it all over the country, which is good for you. And 40 to 50 bucks, quality price, quality product. The brand itself is one of the highest ranked brands in history. I think overall on Tequila Matchmaker, if you add them up, all the scores, it comes in like 5th or 6th. But the Ocho Plata, specifically the Blanco, has come in many fan votes and polls that have been done over the years. It comes in often at number 1. It's the best tequila for a whole bunch of people. And I wouldn't call it my favorite tequila, but it is, there's a reason they're top 5. The Reposado is one of my favorite Reposados of all time. And I don't even fancy myself a Reposado guy. But on the high proofs, I'm still new on my journey to high proofs. This is one of the better ones. Definitely one of the better ones. So here's what I'll say. If you got the money and you want to try it, you should. If you don't have the money, find a friend who's got it and borrow some from them. Try it. If you have a hankering for high proofs, definitely get in on this one. And let me know in the comments, as you like, share, and subscribe, whether or not you've had this. Did you like it? If you didn't like it, tell me why you didn't like it. Also, let me know what's the next bottle you want to see me do. I think the next one I'm going to do is probably going to be Lalo High Proof, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see, because I do love Lalo. All right, one last sip. Yeah, that's a yes. That's a yes. So when you go in, grab yourself a bottle of Tequila Ocho Puntas. Let them know your tequila guy sent you. That's all for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.